We're here with,
Council Member Dandy Di Paula of the City of Hawaiian Gardens.
and then we are interviewing him about awareness on gang violence in the community.
What are the biggest factors that led young people in our city toward gang involvement?
I think there's so many factors. A young person go to the route of violence. One would be parental presence and family structure. Another is poverty and sometimes challenges in the homes. So I think those are the biggest factors aside from the influence that the environment is pulling them into. So those are the things I see are factors why a young person resort to gang violence or gang involvement.
When you hear about a student being affected by violence, what is the first thing that comes in mind for you? And how does it change the way that the city council prioritizes safety?
So each individual in the community is very important to us. We put value in the lives of individuals regardless of the age. It could be a child, a baby, a young person, an adult, a senior. But to me, when I hear about a young person going through that, um, engage in violence or getting involved in that, I felt like a future has been stolen to that young person. So it grieves my heart when I hear, scenarios or situations like that because I believe that each child and each student deserves a bright future and a great opportunity. So as a council member, that is our guiding principle. We always think about what are the ways we could provide resources to our young person, to young children and students, so that instead of them going to the route of violence, they enter into an opportunity where they could, challenge themselves and find their value as a child, as a person, as a student, so that once they identify their value, they look after opportunities and become successful. So to encapsulate it, it's disheartening when a child or student get involved in that, but at the same time it's a challenge for us as leaders that we have to make sure that we bring resources to the community. We provide programs in our city so that we develop those students.
And do you guys have any programs that help with this or no?
Yes, we have programs. The City of Wine Gardens is blessed to have a robust program for youth sports. We provide different avenues for our students to get involved. We also have a teen center where we provide life skills training and after school program where we provide tutoring classes,
Oh, tutoring.
tutoring support. So we provide different opportunities for our students. Aside from that, we believe that a student also has a family component. So we provide parent workshop to the families.
Okay. And then are these easy to access? Like, is there a website or no?
So the City Wine Gardens is a website, and we also have social media platforms. It's accessible to the community, and we also work with CBOs, community-based organizations, who provide additional resources to our community.
We know the city already has the ATGM rugby program and the teen center. How are these organizations working right now to make students feel safer when they aren't in school?
So the ATGM program has been in the program in our city for many years, I think decades. But we have revamped the program, which we are aware that there are some changes with lifestyle and the interest of our students. So we do it properly where we aside from the rugby program, we they go on camps. We send them to outdoor camps. We also have different sports programs aside from the rugby. The team center is similar. We have seasonal activities. We have guest speakers, resource speakers that go to the team center. So going back to the question, these are alternatives. These are opportunities for students instead of them being idle, instead of them just being out on the streets. We are providing a safe space for them where they could learn, they could interact with other students, and also getting inspired by the people that work for them. So there's a lot of facets that you see so that they are developed into a better person instead of just them being out on the streets.
And do you feel any connections with like the kids?
Yes. So, when you work in a city government, when you work in a public service, relationship is very essential. In order for you to be effective, you have to have the trust and the buy-in from the people that you serve. So going back to the relationship, yes, I love that I'm able to identify, our residents. I go to the schools, visit them, and just be present. And if there's any resources or support that I could provide, we bring that to the schools.
Many of our peers feel uneasy walking to and from to the bus stops in class. What do you what do you think schools and the city can do together to create safe passages or better security for us during those times?
I'm so glad that you mentioned safe passage. In my professional work, I work with a project under Office of Violence Prevention, a trauma prevention initiative, and one of our efforts is ensuring that students could feel safe going to school and coming from school. So safe passage is a bigger component. We have the support of the local residents, residents that are present on those or live on those streets that the children are walking to or to school, and also business establishments. So safe passage is important, and you develop a relationship with all of those residents and also business owners so that collaboratively we work together ensuring that the kids are safe. For example, we have safety hubs like Starbucks. Another safety hub would be McDonald's. Those are places where a lot of our students, especially from middle school, would gather around, and because of our relationship with maybe the workers at McDonald's or the owners or the manager at McDonald's, we ensure that we work collaboratively, that that we provide that support of safety for our students.
So, students are often afraid to speak up. How can the city make us feel safe enough to share our concerns without fear?
So you mentioned about trust. I think if we have credible messengers are those individuals that the students could trust. If they have established that relationship, then there will be openness and accountability. So you develop that relationship with us. For me personally, I am a credible messenger with many of our students. So if there's any challenges that they face or issues that they feel, they come to me and tell me those type of situations. What you can do and what we can do, I think continue collaboration, continued collaboration and then discussion, and also I think having a dialogue. But foremost, I think you have to establish a level of trust in order for those students to feel safe and just be consistent. My work is as a public official, we have to be intentional. You have to let the students know that you deliver what you say. You are going to support them. You support them in a tangible way and being present so that they feel comfortable and they feel safe.
And finally, what is one simple thing the two of us can do right now to help change the narrative of Hawaiian Gardens?
So there is a perception that Hawaiian Gardens is a city where you hear about, fights or violence. That is not the definition of Hawaiian Gardens. Hawaiian Gardens has changed dramatically in the past many years. You see our businesses thriving. You see our community leaders and community stakeholders getting involved. You see our streets clean. You see our community just coming together. We just celebrated our 62nd anniversary, and you see how the community could come together and celebrate life and just being one in the community. What we can do is just change the narrative. You have to make sure that this message are being brought to other individuals, other cities that hey, you can go to wine gardens, you feel safe because you have leaders that really are affecting the lives of individuals. You have the public safety, you have all of those city government workers that are really working so hard ensuring that our community is safe, our community is thriving. Of course we face many challenges, but then like any other cities, we know that as a community we could work together and feel safe, but it has to be coming from all of us, and like having that mindset that hey, we could work together ensuring that public safety is back to the public.
And then I have one personal question. Do any of these kids that are struggling with this connect with you in your childhood or no?
um, I
Or
I would say not really directly, but I came from a home where my father was a chief of police. My mother was a public school teacher, so public service has been in my genes or in my system. Um, but I think because of how I have a heart of compassion, and I see that when I look around, I always find opportunities and find silver lining in different scenarios. So if I see a child struggling, I don't look at it as a problem. I take it as an opportunity where we could support a child. If I see the streets clean, not so much, not really clean, I make sure like, oh, we could make it better. So I think, going back again, my parents have inspired me to become a person that is not only self-serving, but a person that would be a great gem or an asset to the community. So I make sure that I live out that type of character in me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. When you hear about a student affected by gang violence, what concerns or thoughts come to your mind first, and how to resolve this?
Number one would be the welfare of that individual, and I a lot of times my mindset is like, who is that person that got involved in that level of violence or any type of violence? And the next thing that I do is once we identify that individual, I work with different organizations in the community aside from being a council member. So whatever type of resources, we give them a warm hand off. In other words, we really provide those type of resources. If the child is going through parental problem or any issues we could address, then we provide that for them as much as we can. So we provide a holistic approach and ensuring that child is safe. And if there are programs available, our mindset would always be making that child become a better person so that that child feels that he has worth in this world.
And then, what upcoming projects or plans does the city have to reduce this gang violence or
Oh,
violence?
public safety is an ongoing priority for every city. So for Hawaiian Gardens, we always keep on improving our programs. We provide different resources. Aside from resources for the children, we also have parental support. So we make sure that we provide those different opportunities for our students and our families. Aside from that, we work with some organizations that provide support to our safety, local CBOs, the community-based organizations, and also Office of Violence Prevention. Those are great assets in our community so that we ensure the safety of our children. And well, ultimately, the city of Hawaiian Gardens will be a violence-free city.
And do you collaborate with other cities to fix this topic?
Public safety is a regional work. So, in other words, collaboration with other cities is always essential. Yes, we do collaborate with our neighboring cities. I have great relationships with other community leaders and also elected officials. So we work really diligently that in ensuring that we have that collaborative work.
Thanks so much. And project is made to address the current gang violence and high crime issues in these communities, such as the effect on its community members and its involvement of youth. And yeah, and what do you think about our topic?
I think I believe that this type of interview is very unique to me. The fact that students like you are aware of the social situations, the social justice that we all experience, and also the aspect of you as youth, as a teenager, as a student, being part of that solution. So I believe that this interview, this entire process is really inspiring to me because I feel like we have great leaders who are also aware and also are you know they're interested in learning about the social situations and also being available to be part of that solution.
And for me, like seeing my old peers in elementary going to like these hard paths, um, I was able to like guide them to like the right organizations, or I mean the right programs that you provide, and I just want to thank you for that.
I appreciate that. Like again, collaboration is always key to the success of any community, to the success of the program. So I appreciate that students like you are out there targeting this opportunities and also ensuring that we bring the message out. Wine Garden is such a beautiful city. We have families that support one another, and I just want to make sure that all of us could work together so that we could have a safe community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.